The drought in Africa brings with it haunting and heartbreaking images of the harshness of nature. The ground is cracked, parched, and waterless, stretching endlessly under the blazing sun. Once green fields are now covered with withered trees and fallen yellow leaves. Rivers, once the lifeblood of many communities, are now dry creeks. Lakes have turned into white sandbanks, where herds of cattle hunt for the last remaining drops of water. People walk for hours under the scorching sun, carrying empty pots, hoping to find some source of water to sustain their lives. Skinny children with tired eyes sit quietly in the rare shade, hoping for some miracle that can bring water and food. The rice and cornfields, once the main source of food, are now only dry stumps, not a single grain of rice or corn left. Wildlife is not spared from the ravages of drought. Herds of elephants, antelopes, and other animals migrate hundreds of miles in search of water, many of which do not survive the grueling journey. The cries of desperation and the desire to survive are heard everywhere, painting a tragic picture of the severity of drought. The devastation caused by drought in Africa is not only a physical challenge, but also a spiritual one. The resilience of its people in the face of unrelenting hardship is a testament to the power of humanity in the face of the challenges of nature. The African drought is a painful reminder of the importance of protecting the environment and finding sustainable solutions to climate change. In 2018, the United States witnessed one of the most destructive wildfire years in history, with a series of wildfires spreading, destroying large areas of land and causing serious damage. One of the most notable fires that year was the Camp Fire in California. The Camp Fire broke out on November 8, 2018, in Butte County, Northern California. It was the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California history. The fire started from an electrical spark and spread rapidly, fueled by strong winds and dry conditions. Within hours, the fire had spread across thousands of acres, burning everything in its path. The town of Paradise, with a population of about 26,000, was almost completely devastated. More than 18,000 structures, including homes, stores, and public buildings, were destroyed. Images of burned homes, melted cars, and neighborhoods reduced to ashes were seared into the minds of witnesses and the world. The fire's impact extends beyond the physical damage. 85 people lost their lives in the disaster, making it the deadliest wildfire in modern U.S. history. Thousands more were displaced, losing their homes and possessions, facing an uncertain future and emotional pain. The blizzard came with terrifying force, bringing with it feelings of both surprise and fear. Everything around seemed to be covered in a blanket of white snow. The cold wind howled in gusts, lashing at the skin like sharp blades, causing people to shiver and shiver in the biting cold. Visibility was reduced to only a few meters, making the scene before their eyes blurry and unfamiliar. The roads, roofs, and trees were all covered in snow, turning them into strange and wild shapes. the sound of falling snow, the wind whistling through the cracks in the windows, and the cracking of branches created a haunting harmony, making the air heavy and eerie. The houses were submerged in snow, the roofs covered with a thick layer, turning into strange and wild shapes. In every snowstorm, the animals' endurance is a symbol of their strength, perseverance, and incredible adaptability. These images not only evoke a sense of awe, but also remind us of the importance of protecting animal habitats in harsh weather conditions. Cattle are able to withstand cold weather well thanks to their thick layers of fat and dense fur. They seek out shelter, such as rocky hollows or dense forests, to avoid the ravages of cold winds and snow. Cattle can also conserve energy by eating more before winter, accumulating fat for use during colder days. The sight of houses, roads, and vehicles covered in white snow brings a feeling of both wonder and fear. The pure white snow, sparkling under the street lamps and light from the windows, creates an enchanting winter picture. But behind that beauty are the difficulties and challenges that people have to overcome to survive in the harsh conditions of nature. When a volcano erupts, human emotions run the gamut from horror, fear to admiration at the fierce power of nature. The roar of the volcano erupted like the sound from the bottom of hell, echoing throughout the space, shaking the ground. Waves of red, hot lava poured out from the crater, rushing down the mountainside, burning everything in its path. A feeling of fear enveloped the sight because of the unstoppable destructive power of nature. The black ash cloud rose high and spread, covering the sky, creating a suffocating, heavy atmosphere. People ran in all directions, trying to find safe shelter, their hearts filled with panic and helplessness. In the face of disaster, hope and solidarity are also strong emotions. People come together to help and support each other to overcome difficulties and find ways to protect and rescue those affected. In the most difficult moments, the spirit of solidarity and human kindness shines through, bringing hope and strength to overcome disasters.